Their conclusion, their analysis about his plight was in error. But yet, it would have been easier to bear if we were saying, oh, he was doing it on our behalf and we're encouraging him. No, we were not there to encourage. He had no encouragement. There was every reason for him to cry. And if he cries, Satan will find fault with that court process. With the execution of justice, Satan will find fault with it. As a lamb before her shearers is dumb, the Bible says, he opened not his mouth, so that it will not be matter or martyrdom. It will be a sacrifice. If he had opened his mouth, it would be martyrdom. But he opened not his mouth. It was a sacrifice. And the prophet was the first man that was given access into this economy 730 years before the actual event. Can you imagine? Can you imagine Isaiah? In his prayer room, he began to see these things. And the people that saw the actual event did not see the back end of justice. Isaiah saw the details of the enterprise much more than people that were eyewitnesses. He did not cry. I know how many of you in church, when somebody gives a false witness against you, hoping to manipulate some situations, you come to defend yourself. You don't know the way of saviors. You need to learn how to be held in bad light and to allow God, the judge of all, to be the one to vindicate you. Don't clap, don't clap, don't clap, don't clap. If you are quick to say, hey, I'm not, you have opened your mouth. Because you are trying to defend yourself, God will not defend you. The man that was undergoing this procedure knew that God was the judge of all. That even if he kept quiet and people saw him in a bad light today, the justice system of God will see him in the light that is consistent with justice, with judgment, and with equity. And that was what mattered to him. So he opened not his mouth. Imagine one of his neighbors will be passing by and say, ah. So we don't know, say, now evil thing this man they do for back. He heard it, but he had no opportunity to clear his name. Can you stay in that situation? People lie against you, you know it's a lie, and you say, let us just leave it to God. It means you don't know God enough. You don't know him enough. Many times you people share testimonies before the time. Allow God to do the vindication first. Let the cycle be complete and we see the wisdom of God in the matter. That's when your testimony becomes right. But you take off like a tornado and testify in the night. He opened not his mouth. Next verse. He was taken from prison and from judgment. So that's the third question of redemption. Who shall declare his generation? Why? He was cut off from the land of the living, and for the transgression of my people was he stricken. If we had allowed him, he would have continued his ministry. Now he is cut off for the sake of justice. So who will be the one that will carry his calling in the earth? So this matter, the issue that we are talking about, will require that some people be called to continue what he would have been doing if he was not cut off suddenly. That's the reason why Reverend Whitcomb was called. That's the reason why genuine ministers of the gospel are called today, because he was cut off before his time. But his voice must still travel in the earth. Nations must still hear his voice. The news of his atoning power must still be proclaimed on the housetop. Who shall declare his generation? If you see this picture very clearly, you will not joke with your colleague. You'll be faithful. Because it is not a man that will reward you in the heavens. In the heavens. And he made his grave. Stay with me. I've not reached where I'm going now. Stay with me. And he made his grave with the wicked and with the rich in his death, because he had done no violence, neither was there any deceit in his mouth. Now Satan did not notice. Satan, that was moving the Roman soldiers to afflict him, did not notice that the individual himself had done no violence. Satan did not notice that the individual himself, there was no deceit in him, no guile in him. It means that the reason for which he was suffering was not because of him, because he had done no violence. And according to justice, you shouldn't sentence a man that is innocent. He had done no violence and there was no deceit in his mouth. It means that the payments he's paying for is aggregating as spiritual currency in the realm of the spirit. Because it is, he didn't need, he had done no violence, there was no deceit in his mouth. He was not a con man, he was not a liar. He had done nothing for any form of justice whatsoever to penalize him. And that's why the Bible says that if we walk in the fruit of the Spirit, against such there is no law. And the very master in whose steps we walk when we exercise the fruit of the Spirit was the one that was in question, and there was no deceit in him. No law could convict him. Even the law of the Jews, they could find no place in the Torah with which to condemn him. They came up with a doctrine of necessity, that it is better for one man to die than for a whole nation. That was not part of the Torah. It was a caveat that was sustained in order to find human premise to sentence him. By the time he stood before the Roman law, Pilate found no clause in the law with which to sentence him. Pilate decided to resort to an ancient tradition to release one prisoner that had been sentenced to death in order for him to exit himself from the justice process. And the people chose a murderer and left an innocent man to die. So even the laws of men did not condemn him, but he was on the cross already. Payments were being made, not for him, not for his guilt, not for his guile, not for his deceit, but the payments were going on. You see, Satan was not very smart on this matter. Are you there?